Hey guys, it's Kirsten, and today I'm going to bring you my very first podcast, and my show that I'm going to be giving to you is going to be March Party of Six. In order to give you a better idea of myself and my family and my background, I kind of want to start from the beginning to when this whole crazy life of motherhood began. Basically, I was an only child, wasn't really raised around siblings. I have half brothers, wasn't raised in the same house as them. I, was raised as an only child. So from a really young age, I always knew that I wanted to have a bigger family, and I wanted to get married, and I wanted to have all those things. When I was young, I did a lot of stupid stuff, definitely, had my share of fun, wasn't really smart, wasn't really always the safest when it came to, doing things you shouldn't be doing, and never got pregnant. So I always in the back of my mind felt, well, maybe I'm not going to have the family that I thought I might have. Well, in 2008, I was dating a gentleman that I was really good friends with, that I had met when I was at college. And, when you're dating somebody and you meet someone and you feel a different connection with someone that you meet when you're dating somebody, like, that person's not the right person for you. I met my significant other, Ron, on MySpace. I sent him a friend request, and he basically didn't really know who I was and was kind of apprehensive of accepting it, and said, "Hey, do I know you?" And I said, "You've never met me, but if you did, you'd never forget me." It was real cheesy, real cornbally, but I really thought, hey, why not? I'm just going to lay it on thick. Well, we met at a local bar and restaurant, and, one thing led to another, and, we were kissing and exchanging information and, very much into one another. We started dating. He had somebody he was dating. I had somebody I was dating. He broke up with his significant other. I broke up with mine. We started dating, and everything happened really fast for us. We started dating. He moved in with me. It kind of got to be a little, too much, too soon. He moved out. He moved in with a friend. I continued doing what I was doing, and we continued dating. And then in June, we decided to move into our own place together. And, everything was good. We had our own place. It was cute. It was in the country. Definitely a good place to start our life together. And that's exactly what we did. We went on vacation to Disney World. And about a month after getting back from Disney World, I found out we were expecting. Complete shock. Never took a pregnancy test that came back positive. Scared, happy, sad, just all the emotions going through that you possibly could imagine was in my brain. I remember I told a coworker first. Ronnie was working second shift at the time, so I had a little note left for him when he got home with 2 pregnancy tests that showed that they were positive. And when I called my mom and told my mom, I was in tears, and my mom's first words to me were, well, you could have been married. And I'm laughing because I'm 28 years old at the time, graduate from college, living on my own, completely supporting myself, and, being 28 and becoming pregnant for the first time is not too bad, because everywhere you turn around nowadays, you see teenagers getting pregnant. You see people trying to be on Teen Mom, trying to be like the teen moms. You see people thinking that if they can get pregnant, that everything's going to be better, and that, the world will somehow just make everything so much easier for them. So in my mind, being 28 and pregnant with a guy that I'm clearly looking to marry in the future and clearly in love with isn't necessarily a bad thing. So we found out about 4 months into the pregnancy what we were having, and we're having a girl, and really excited, super excited. He was excited, just we had a name picked out, we had a theme picked out, beautiful baby shower. She had got so much stuff, so much love, and we welcomed her on March 13th, 2010. Not the best experience that we had. We ended up having an emergency C-section due to me becoming septic and the baby having a sepsis infection. My water had broken a couple of days before. The doctor said it wasn't my water. They sent me home. So long story short, I'm leaking fluid for 2 days. I got into a jacuzzi tub to help with the back pain, and I infected myself and her. And, it was a really scary situation. We welcomed her. She was healthy. She went right to the NICU to get all her antibiotics. Everything was pretty good. We later found out that she has VSD, which is a very well-known heart condition that is very common. Basically, when you have holes in your heart that when the doctors are checking your heart, it sounds pretty much like a murmur. Now, there's different sizes. There's different symptoms. People can have these holes and go on to live completely normal lives and nothing ever happened. And then there's people that have to have surgery, and there's people that, have issues. Well, by the grace of God, so far she has had no issues, and she gets regular checks and everything, everything's good. Seal of approval, she doesn't have any other issues with any kind of, physical issues or anything like that. She's doing very well. Well, we actually, after we had her, in my back of my mind was thinking, I really want to have another baby sooner than later. I just, again, I just felt like being a mother was what so basically when we, decided we wanted to expand our family, we tried and tried and tried, and, nothing was happening. Every month I was getting my period. Every month I was being upset. Every month it was a letdown. So we went and, decided to get checked out by the doctor, both of us, see if there's any kind of issues, something that we should be aware of. And I remember Ronnie just laughing because he's like, I got to go jerk off in a cup. And, this is fun. Someone telling me what to do and trying to see if all my guys are swimming correctly. And if, there's something wrong with me. And, he got checked out. Everything was fine. They did all the tests for me and found that I possibly could have, PCOS. And, we obviously upset, concerned, wondering if we're ever going to be having any more children, if there was something, that was going to be worse, if there was going to be cysts that I had to have removed, if there was cancer. We just really didn't know. So the doctor said, I want to try you on Clomid. I want, maybe this is something that can help, maybe because maybe you're not ovulating when you're supposed to. So we went to a wedding in Ithaca. Ronnie was in a wedding. One of his best friends got married. And I remember going away, excited to have a weekend away with him, but also knowing that we weren't really going to stress about trying to get pregnant. We kind of had to, we weren't going to start the Clomid for another month, kind of under the impression it wasn't going to happen on its own, just going with it. Well, we ended up staying in a hotel for 2 nights and had some, good mommy and daddy's away, no kids around, hotel room sex. And about a month later, found out we were pregnant with baby number 2. And I remember we found out really early, and we were really excited. And we found out it was a girl, and, I was excited again. Ronnie was a little you could say he's probably a little disappointed just because he, in the back of his mind, wanted a boy, and what man doesn't want a son? So we had, I met with a new doctor and a new staff, and we had a successful VBAC, which is a vaginal birth after cesarean. And it was, just an amazing pregnancy, an amazing delivery, and just everything about my delivery and everything with the doctor was just awesome. I was very active during the pregnancy. She was, labor was great. It just really was a good experience. Shortly after we had the baby, probably about a year and a half, my marriage was kind of on the rocks. Struggles, financial struggles, communication struggles, not having the faith, not having the, continuous support, for one another, and just fighting about things that you should never fight about. You should never fight about money. You should never fight about, not having enough money, about jobs. I mean, like, those things are just, you're always going to have money issues. You're always going to have struggles with finances. That's just the way it is. There's just ways to go about it and be able to handle it and not let it get the best of you. So, there was a point in my marriage when I thought I was going to leave. I thought I was done, and I didn't want to be with my husband anymore. And I really felt that, maybe he wasn't the one for me. Maybe I rushed into being with someone, and maybe it wasn't meant to be. And I really firmly believe that you need to almost lose something, and you need to almost see everything taken from you to realize what you have in front of you, what is there, what is the best thing for you. And that happened with us. I really realized that, I'm not going to find someone that's a better fit for me. I'm not going to find somebody who is as supportive as this man is, through my worst and through my best. We kind of went through a getting back to where we were phase and having a better relationship, and we got pregnant for the third time, and lo and behold, we found out we were having a boy, and I was thrilled, super excited. He was amazed. He just was, like in shock. We finally have a boy. I offered him our son to be named after him because Ronnie is a third. And he said, hell no, I do not own a restaurant chain, a hotel chain, an oil chain. He is like, I am not going to name my son after me. So we named him Luther John after my grandfather, who I loved dearly, and after my father. So we had our son, and we really thought our life was complete, and, everything, our family was complete, and we were good to go. Well, my whole entire adult life, I've always worked hard and always had more than one job. I worked Monday through Friday in an office. Weekends, I waitressed. And finally, I opened my eyes and realized that I'm not meant to be behind a desk. I'm not meant to sit in front of a computer for 8 to 9 hours a day. I'm not meant to be bored and not really excited about what I do. I need to be on the go. I need to be doing things. I need to be active. So my husband gave me the option that he would work another part-time job. I could just work part-time waitressing and be home with the kids. So I did, and it was amazing. It gave me so much time with them. I got to enjoy a summer. I got to be home. I got to go to the pool. Got to do all these things that I really never got the chance to do before because all I did was work. And it was great. And I'm so grateful that he let me have that time to do those things, because I don't think you really realize and value all that time until you don't have it. But in that time of me being home and me spending more time with the kids and being more involved and being more hands-on, and just doing more one-on-one with them, I just grew to realize that I don't think we're done having kids. Like, I think I want another child. And I remember when I brought it up to Ronnie and I asked him, and he said, I'm not having any more kids. I will go get fixed. We are done. Absolutely not. And I remember thinking in the back of my head, maybe I'll get my IUD taken out and I'll not tell him, and I'll just get pregnant and act like I didn't know what happened. But then I was like, I can't do that. Like, that's not okay. And if someone trapped me like that, I would be furious. So Ronnie came around and he said, you know what? I'm okay with having another baby. We have 3. We love our kids. We're good parents. Let's do this. So I had my IUD taken out in November. Found out we were pregnant in February. Found out we were pregnant in March. And, we were super excited. Our families were a little surprised and I think a little worried because, obviously having a lot of kids is scary. Kids are expensive. Life is expensive. Understand all that. I just really feel in the heart of hearts that you're never going to have enough money. You're never going to have enough time. But if you love your children and you give them everything they need and they don't want for anything, and you work hard and you show them what life is about and what love is about, like your kids are going to love you forever. I remember growing up, I was spoiled rotten, and none of anything that I was given made me appreciate my parents any more than spending time with them and doing things with them and having time with them, because my parents worked so hard to give me all the things that I needed that I didn't really get a chance to see them a lot. And it kind of made me resent them to a point because, they weren't always able to make my games. They weren't always able to come to things because they were working, and they were working hard to give me everything I needed. But, my parents were extremely supportive and always did show me love. And I think in the end of the day, that's what matters. And that's what you're going to remember. You're not going to remember the car they bought you or the clothes they bought you or any of that stuff. You're going to remember the time and the love they showed you. So when we found out we were having our 4th, we were extremely excited. We had a gender reveal. Never done that before. It was a lot of fun. The theme was golf. My husband loves to golf. So we had a party at my parents' house, and my girlfriend was in charge of the gender reveal and knowing the sex of the baby and not telling anybody. And she did a great job. She got the golf ball. Ronnie hit it. It was white. Ronnie's like, I don't understand. Is it a white kid? Clearly. And we all were just, it was hilarious. And ironically, it was one of the best, golf drives he had. And so it was, funny that, of course, it wasn't the right color. So he hit the ball for the second time. Pink blew out. And we had a pink balloon that popped. And we were super excited. I think in the back of my mind, I thought it was a boy. And, I was a little upset because I kind of wanted 2 boys, 2 girls, but nonetheless, very excited. We knew what we were going to name her, and we were just blessed. So I ended up going out of work a little bit early with this pregnancy. I had some high blood pressure. I'm a little older this time around. And, I was on modified bed rest. We had her at 38 weeks and 6 days, just a little bit early, and we had to have a C-section because she ended up turning at the last minute. And, remember being wheeled back to the OR, and I was just so upset because I just couldn't fathom that, why am I have to have surgery again? Why couldn't I have another regular delivery? And I was angry. And then when we had the surgery, and the minute they showed us her, everything went away. You look at that face and you're crying and you're happy and you're just, you're just in awe of what you just created. So, everything, all the pain, all the pain afterwards, everything, it doesn't matter, it's all worth it. Coming home and adjusting to life as a mother of 4 wasn't as easy as I thought it was going to be, because I just assumed that since we had 3 kids already, like, what's one more? Like, let's just throw it on in and we'll be okay. I remember that first night home was exhausting. It was, no sleep, the breastfeeding, the raw nipples, the latch, everything about it was tough. I mean, I looked like a crazy person, and my husband was just like, I know he was laughing at me because he was like, what the hell are you doing? And, we got through it. And here we are today. We have Kirsten, who's 8, Kaylee, who's 6, Luther, who is 4, and Catherine, who is 3 months old as of the 6th, and things are going great. We're in a great place, and I'm really excited about talking to you all and sharing my life as a mother and sharing my stories and my experiences, and just hoping that I can show you being a parent is a normal thing, and that there is no perfect parent, and that there is humor in everything, and that people share the same experiences and just don't know it because they're too busy trying to keep up with everyone else and keep up with the Joneses. So I hope that when you guys are listening to my podcast, I hope you're interested, and I hope that you enjoy it and that you can relate. And I think anybody that can relate to someone and can feel like they're not alone makes them feel that much better. Thank you so much for listening to me. I will be back again, and I can't wait to just talk about anything and everything when it comes to parenting. I'm like an open book. I talk about it all, and I have no shame. You guys have a good night. Talk to you soon.
This has been a production of the Big Vito brand. Check us out at thebigvitobrand.com.